Everyone wants to look young forever. We're bombarded with anti-aging messages everywhere. Social media filters, influencer posts, skincare routines, and celebrity transformations. The idea that age is merely just a number has never been pushed more than it is right now. And at the top of that mountain sits a procedure that people believe will stop time forever. The classic facelift. But here's the hidden truth that nobody wants to say out loud. The facelift does not simply stop the clock. They can even accelerate the appearance of aging if done poorly or continually repeated. In other words, your face can age like milk. Fresh at first, but once it starts to spoil, the signs become impossible to hide. So you better buckle up, because today we are uncovering what all of those signs are, why facelifts can be so bad for you, and why all of these people are trying to be ageless. Is it relevance? Praise? Vanity? Fear? The 7 deadly sins? All of the above? Let's dig right into it, like a Thanksgiving feast. And before we hop in, make sure you throw this video a big fat thumbs up, and also subscribe down below if you haven't already. You guys know how much I absolutely love you and appreciate you for doing so. To understand the true issue and essence of the facelift, first we must examine the true driving force behind them. Why do so many people want to cheat aging? We live in a society that equates youth with value. Youth equals desirability, relevance, marketability. Aging, it feels like being discounted. In celebrity culture, ask yourselves this: when does a woman in Hollywood become quote unquote past her prime? When does a man become old? Add in social media, on Instagram, TikTok, youth is glorified. Post filters, perfect angles, and selective sharing. The mirror then becomes a battleground, and the battle is against time, gravity, essentially your own face. Medical advancements only deepen the illusion that you can stop aging.
Well, this is day 4. Had surgery on Tuesday.
That's Emily. She's 28 and she's just had a facelift. A year or so on, she explains to me why she had the surgery.
I just wanted to be the best version of myself. I spent a lot of time in my mid-20s in the sun, in the Caribbean, because I was working remotely. And then I would party all day and not sleep very much. So that aged me quickly. So I kind of wanted to have what we call online as a glow up. I went to Turkey to do it.
Fillers, Botox, lasers, supplements that you don't really need in order to be healthy, they all make you look younger. But when sagging, volume loss, skin laxity creep in, many believe only one real solution remains: the facelift.
I got a facelift at 28 years old. I don't promote plastic surgery. It can have serious consequences the same way any surgery can. Now let's get into it. Here's me before my facelift. I had what is called an endoscopic eyebrow lift, but it's essentially a mid-face mini facelift. Now I did this because I didn't like my smile lines, and I also had fat put into here, and I wanted an entire plumping action to take place. So for me, I thought filling and lifting, tightening was going to give me the result I wanted.
Are we looking at the same picture? Am I looking at the same picture she's looking at? A facelift at 28. Because you wanted to get rid of the smile. Where are the smile lines in question? I wanted to plump and lift. So is it better to have a normal looking face or to look like a beluga? Because it's really puffy, girl. It's really fluffy and puffy. I don't get it. You were gorgeous before. You didn't need a facelift. You were gorgeous. You guys, the thought of a facelift at 28 is sending me into a spiral. That's like if me, myself, went today and went, line me up, girl, snatch me back. No, you didn't need any of that. You looked way better before. How do you pay for all of this? Did you have to pay for it in a payment plan? Me, I should get a facelift at 28 then. Quickly realizes I'm 38 and can't afford it at all. Maybe it's for the best. Maybe we shouldn't be spending our big girl money. We're not even a big girl to be able to have a facelift.
The reason why celebrity men age so much better than regular men is because they get facelifts. Now look at Bradley Cooper in 2022, looking lovely, looking like a wow, but we can see there's normal jowling and some drooping, just normal, very normal stuff. Then in 2023, he got a facelift, as we can see. We look at that scar behind the ear, classic facelift scar. And then in 2024, when it's all settled, we can see the effect. Someone went, oh, he looks great. Now I wouldn't necessarily say he looks better than before. He just looks different and younger. And it would be remiss of me, as your resident researcher into Trivial Matters, if I didn't point out that Bradley Cooper has had at least one hair transplant. I mean, that looks like a hair transplant scar to me. I mean, it might not be, but whether it is or it isn't, we can see that he had one. It's very obvious. Sometimes when I see paparazzi photos of Bradley, I wonder whether they pulled him a little bit tight. Of course, excellent work. I wouldn't expect anything less from the Beverly Hills plastic surgeons that these guys probably go to. Brad Pitt's facelift was incredible as well.
And you know what? I think Brad Pitt is just fine looking. But when I watched that F1 movie, that is all I could look at. How oddly snatched his lower face was. It just felt really unnatural. Like when you see him in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, obviously having a little bit of classic aging, nothing wrong with that, still an absolute blessing. Like, truthfully, a blessing to the eyes. F1? Why is he plump? Why is he so plump and snatched? Are we really going against Mother Nature? Is it really that important? No comment. Is this Zac Efron? I'm sorry, you guys. We are totally headed to, this is Doomsday 2025. We are totally losing the plot. Facelifts look so scary to me regardless of who it is. It's like their soul is trying to escape their bodies. They don't look human anymore, you guys. Stop being like, this is the, I just want to look like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Put it down. They do this and then they want a young girlfriend. Fascinatingly, some recent articles are showing people are seeking facelifts younger than ever. People in their 40s, even late 30s, and that video we watched, even late 20s. The glow up facelift is real. A fresh crop of facelift patients is seeking beauty, not youth, and redefining the century-old plastic surgery procedure in the process. With celebrity glow ups spurring constant speculation and the virtues of the deep plane facelift going viral, some surgeons are reporting a shift in the way the public views the veteran procedure. For a new wave of patients, the goal of a facelift is not to reclaim a former face, but to design a face that's more beautiful than any previous iteration. Beyond merely repositioning tissues, this version of the facelift fine-tunes features, creates symmetry where it's lacking, and softens transitions from chin to jaw, for example, to enhance proportion and shape. While it is true that people are seeking facelifts at a younger age, roughly 1/3 of facelift patients are between 35 and 55, according to a recent report from the American Academy of Facial Plastic and Reconstructive Surgery. Responsible surgeons don't perform facelifts prophylactically. To get your face in the door, so to speak, you must have something to treat. Even if it's just early laxity, a hint of a jowl, neck bands, bothersome nasolabial folds, or a genetically blunted jawline. So you just need a little something to be eligible, girl. They will take your money regardless. And that's what I'm saying. Don't go to the spa and think that they're not going to try and freaking give you fillers. The term early intervention facelift is becoming a thing. In the UK, for instance, facelifts rose in men and younger patients linked to social media pressure and the availability of weight loss drugs. The weird thing is, it seems that people are less interested in looking young necessarily. Think about it. If people actually wanted to stay young, they would prioritize exercising, eating healthy food, investing in the longevity of their bodies instead of just simply making their face look tighter. Because as it turns out, people don't actually care if they're old. They don't really care if they live past 80. All that seriously matters right now, it seems, is that you don't actually look old, or that you don't look your actual age. And when you're constantly trying to avoid something that's inevitable, you are setting yourself up for constant comparison, incremental correction, and then inevitably the signs of artificiality. Now, let's try to understand this procedure itself. What actually happens during a facelift? What can it achieve? And what can't it stop? According to clinical sources, a facelift, also called a rhytidectomy, lifts sagging skin, redrapes tissues, removes excess skin, and sometimes repositions underlying muscle or fat to restore youthful contours. But even the surgeons admit that it cannot stop the aging process. A facelift cannot simply stop the natural signs of aging. Most patients can expect that their results will last 7, maybe up to 10 years if they're lucky. And when people overdo facelifts, or do them too young, or keep on piling different variations, which who's got the money for this, Karen? Who has the money? Those artificial indicators truly start to show.
Since we're in the topic, I'm just gonna come right out and say it. How old is too young for a facelift? How old is too young for a facelift? I told you guys in my previous video, I'm 34 years old, and I know you guys can see the changes in my face, okay? Now, I have had 2 kids. I'm giving it my all for them. I'm doing anything and everything I can to make their life as fulfilling and amazing as possible. And that includes not getting a lot of sleep. And I feel like not getting a lot of sleep is making me age faster, okay? Now, I know you guys see it because we've talked about it and I've seen comments talking about it. I have these jowls right here, right next to my mouth.
Have we, are the kids not enough? Like, all I ask ever is to have one healthy baby one day. I dream of being a mom. It's literally been my life's purpose. Since I was a kid, I've wanted to be a mom. I love kids. All I ask is to have one healthy child. So you're telling me you have 2 healthy children and all you can think about is how you're starting to jowl? Oh, those kids, it's a lot. It's making me lose sleep. And now I feel I look older. And so what? Isn't that what we give up when we choose to be a parent? That maybe you just stop putting yourself first for a couple of years? Why does it really matter? Like, I actually think that's crazy. First of all, I think she looks great. What are you talking about? And now you're listening to your comment section. I know you guys are telling me that I look a little, who cares? Who cares? And like, why would you? I would never share something as personal as this on the internet, how I feel about my face. You guys are talking about my face. I should do this about my face. No. I think when you have a child, you commit to making them your top priority. Of course, you want to still have a bath. You want to take care of yourself. You want to use products you like. But what do you mean because you had kids, now you can't sleep and now you look older, so now it's 34 to facelift? Facelift coming out of a casual person's mouth is crazy work. Facelift in your 30s is crazy. Sad how warped society has made beauty standards. I think she's gorgeous, you guys. I'm like stumped. Like, and that's the only reason I'm getting excited. I'm stumped. I'm 28 and I want a facelift. I'm not kidding you guys. When I picture a typical facelift patient, I'm thinking Cruella de Vil live action Dalmatians movie. That age is what I think a normal woman wanting to get a facelift would look like. That. Body dysmorphia is real. Try some counseling first because you shouldn't feel like this no matter what anyone says. You're beautiful and you don't need to fixate on this. I have said this in a million videos. You know what I mean? I've got like 100 videos on my page. RIP. Number 1, we're trying to buy a house. Number 2, stop making your face your hobby. Like, kids are sleeping. Why don't we do anything else other than being like, doesn't that get boring, Susan? Aren't you tired? Don't you want to do something more fulfilling with your time? Crazy work. Now, when you get a facelift, it's not just this invisible perfection that's just slapped onto your face. There are these key indicators that people can't ignore. Some examples are hairline distortions and scar lines. When incisions are made poorly or the skin is pulled aggressively, you can have what is called like a windswept look, or ears pulled forward, hairline receding. Okay, we've got a 77-year-old. Okay, this is who I think a facelift patient would be. 77, had a classic facelift before. Okay, so previous classic facelift scars, trying to revamp it. What are we doing here? Okay. Some would say she looks snatched, but at what cost, you guys? She is pulled very aggressively. Like, her face looks tight. Am I the only one seeing this? And they turned the comments off. I wonder why. Plus, you have to understand that age will reveal itself elsewhere, girly. There's no 70-year-old that's out here getting a facelift that's being caught off and being like, oh my God, I thought she was 35. Stop. You don't want 35-year-old allegations. Tell me that you're going to be 70 and you want, what, a 30-year-old guy chasing you? I'd be like, where the hell is your mother? Get away. Think about all the other ways that age can show itself. In your hands, your voice, your teeth, or maybe at that point, your dentures. People focus on the face, but naturally, the rest of you will keep aging. When your hands look 70, but your face looks 45, there is this very weird dissonance. Even though she got the best facelift, but what about the grandma hands? And so what? She is a grandma. She is a grandma. We don't have to lie about it. And you know what? This is why she keeps wearing gloves, you guys. Are we in denial? Why? Now, a facelift has limits, and if you don't respect those limits and you keep going, you end up looking uncanny, you guys. And I feel like people don't have any self-awareness. Like, please, just think about it for a second. So far, we've talked about why people chase facelifts and what could possibly go wrong. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's buckle up and dig a little deeper. The psychology of the desire for agelessness and why the effort sometimes backfires, not just aesthetically, but emotionally and socially. When you undergo multiple facelifts, you stay in this really weird loop. Fix, refresh, and then fix again. You start signaling that time is your enemy. You are literally starting to maneuver around mortality, and in doing so, you invest a lot of emotional weight just simply in your appearance. This often leads to a few problems. One facelift becomes 2, becomes 3, because time still passes, you still lose volume, skin still sags. The reset means you now need maintenance, repeat work, or the face starts to age faster in certain spots relative to the lifted areas. So you end up with more surgeries, more risk, and more visible tells. Her again?
Get ready with me to go to a consult for a second facelift. I don't want to scare anyone because I know it'd be like, another one? Like, what the hell?
No, girl, I am scared. Continue.
So let me explain what I'm doing. So when I did my brow lift and my other facelift, I only did from my mole and up. So the rest of my face did not get lifted, and that's a part that I really actually wanted to do. I'm kind of glad that I didn't end up doing the whole facelift with the other doctor. I was able to see how this healed and how my lower face looks without it getting lifted as well. So I've been going to a lot of consults, asking people what do they think is the best thing for me to do for my skin.
Girl, anyone that does a little is gonna have a little skin. What am I gonna do about this? Nobody would see that. You guys, I'm actually I'm going into nightmare mode. I'm gonna go into, this is my sleep paralysis demon. Her telling me she needs a third facelift, a second facelift. I think we're starting to have serious face dysmorphia. We are starting to spend so much time staring at our reflection and using all of our spare money on our faces. Do we not do anything fulfilling? I know we all say touch grass, but it is one of the most wonderful things. To go outside and smell the fresh, crisp fall air and soak it up, because there are more important things out here, girls. Really, there are. I feel bad that I'm being so rude. I know I'm being rude. I know I'm being judgmental, because what you do with your big girl money, totally your choice. You won't catch me doing that. I'm trying to buy a house. I just find that this says so much more about where we are societally than it does about this girl specifically. This is really, I don't want to say it's not her fault, because she is going out here and going to Turkey, getting a facelift, getting her jaw shaved and whatnot. But this is what happens when you do procedure after procedure. Well, I wanted to do the upper face so that my bottom face, I could really see how it sagged. What sag, girl? What sag? You are still a fetus.
I've been losing some weight, so I've been trying to see how my face is gonna end up looking. People were commenting on my other video that apparently if you lose too much weight, your facelift results can get messed up. So I've kind of been patient. Some doctors have recommended me to do a laser. I'm not sure the name, but it basically goes into your skin and tightens up all this area right here, so your jaw and I think your neckline. I haven't really been fully convinced by anyone's work, so if the doctor that I'm gonna talk to today tells me about the lasering and what he can do with the lasering, then I honestly will opt for that because less invasive.
We can't defend you against this. I can't, you guys. Maybe you guys all think I'm a prude that lives under a rock, which respectfully, that is exactly what I am. But this is just I've been on the internet since the dawn of time, and I swear I ain't never seen nothing like this. Have you tried therapy, girl? You are perfection already. And the truth is, if you want to go and do this, don't share it with everybody else, because people are going to share their opinions about you. They are going to say, hey, yeah, girl, I don't really think you need to do all that. Or there might be some hate comments. Oh, is you serious? I'm all for surgery to make you feel better, but I think this is deeper. You're gorgeous, and I hope one day you will see and feel it as well. No, I can't. This is making me queasy. It gets worse when you start to believe that if you look young, you will feel young, feel relevant, and get approval. You start to tie your self-worth completely to your appearance. And then it becomes fragile. A wrinkle or a sag not only becomes just physical, it becomes existential. The pursuit of agelessness shifts from just optional to absolutely necessary. Meanwhile, your friends still age, your body ages, your voice ages. If your face refuses to match the rest of you, the inconsistency itself becomes the monster. You may start to look younger in the middle, but then older around all the edges. Girl, don't wear flip-flops. I know those toes will be a tell. Observers become the dissonance, and then you look uncanny. And then you wonder why everybody's staring at you when you walk around the mall. Guys, nobody on the suburbs has a facelift like you, Karen. Most of the time, chasing agelessness through facelifts can anchor you to aging in a way that is more visible, more inconsistent, and more exhausting than letting yourself age naturally. Let's consider how this plays out in a culture or celebrity example. Miss Kris Jenner, the Kris Jenner. Recently, ahead of her 70th birthday, she underwent a facelift, and commentary simply erupted all over the internet. Kris made the decision saying that she wanted the best version of herself, but inevitably, people compared her face with her hands, her neck, her expression lines. Being a 70-year-old woman is still visible around the edges, no matter what you do. So what's the use with all the facelifts? Everyone knows she's not 40 years old. She isn't tricking anyone. There is an irony with our obsession with agelessness that we never talk about. People say that they want to stay young forever, but when you actually look at the choices they make, they don't care about longevity. longevity at all. In fact, most of the beauty-obsessed public cares a lot more about looking young, say right now, than being healthy enough to actually live a long life. The priority isn't vitality. It isn't wellness. It isn't longevity. It's the aesthetic of youth, all packaged in a way that looks good for the camera.
Might be a lukewarm take, but I truly believe that the vast majority of people do not understand the difference between looking good for your age and looking younger than you are. Two different things. The older I get, the more I realize most people don't take good care of themselves. Most people don't take care of themselves, period. And this spans like every demographic. I used to work in a dental office back in the day, and you would not believe the amount of multimillionaires that we had come through there with their teeth rotting out of their fucking skull because they could not be bothered to brush their teeth. And instead, they were dropping $60K minimum on full upper and lower implants because they could not manage the very basics of self-care. Every time I go over to Europe, I see so many gorgeous older women that look incredible for their age. That's not some underhanded compliment. They look their age and they look damn good. And I feel like in America, we have this mentality that we can like out Botox and out filler a horrible lifestyle. And you can't.
I think this also goes hand in hand with like incessant business culture. I don't want to even talk about that much, but like people who are so hungry, like I'm up at 6, I'm at the gym, I go to work for 12 hours, I'm on phone calls, I'm doing meetings. Like they just think that, oh, when all of my teeth have to get pulled because I don't take care of them and I eat way too much junk food and I never brush my teeth, I'll just get new teeth because who really cares? But the truth is there is so much deeper behind the surface that people don't want to care about, and they don't care about it until it's too late, until they're on their deathbed saying, oh my gosh, why didn't I just exercise? Why did I drink so much? Why was I always doing drugs? People in other countries take care of their bodies a lot more than some of us do in the West. Like people in Europe, people in Spain, they all have time for rest, time for recuperation, time to take care of themselves and their families. It's not always this crazy hustle and bustle, make money culture. People do take the time to take care of their bodies, and it shows. If someone truly cared about staying young, they would care about the behaviors that keep a body functioning over decades. They would care about sleep, nutrition, hormone balance, cardiovascular health, mental health, and managing inflammation. But the current culture of ageless beauty has nothing to do with health. It has absolutely everything to do with optics. The fast, easy, and instant fix. And this is exactly how you get people who are obsessed with facelifts, injectables, lasers, and anti-aging treatments, but are simultaneously destroying their bodies behind the scenes. Just take a look at the rise of Ozempic culture. People who are not diabetic or medically indicated for the drug are using it to casually drop weight as fast as possible, even though it can cause muscle wasting, nutrient deficiencies, and long-term metabolic issues. People talk about bone loss, hair loss, gaunt faces, digestive complications, and even vision issues. Yet millions choose to take it anyway, because looking thin is so much more important to them than actually being well. They will risk shaving a few years off their life in order to shed a couple pounds just so they can look good in front of the camera. And the most insane part is they'll admit it. They don't care what happens in 10 years. They don't care what even happens in 5 years. They just want to look hot for summer. Facelifts, fillers, and cosmetic surgeries are really just the same thing. When somebody gets these procedures to chase agelessness, they are not chasing long-term health. They aren't simply doing it to age any better. They are doing it in order to erase parts of themselves that indicate that time has passed. They're doing it to silence insecurity. They're doing it because they feel like they're irrelevant when they don't look 20. Who would want to look 20 forever? I looked awful when I was 20. And in this crazy pursuit, the last thing that they care about is the long-term consequences. The long-term cost of having your skin cut and lifted multiple times. The long-term cost of dissolving facial fat. The long-term cost of your facial muscles tightening, relaxing, or atrophying in unnatural patterns. They're not thinking about how their face will look at 70. They just want to avoid looking 50 today. Meanwhile, the people that actually age the best are the ones that are doing the small, boring, and consistent healthy habits daily. They drink water. They walk. They sleep on time. They eat real food. They They manage their stress and they actually enjoy life. Maybe that sounds boring to you, but that's the reality. And because their internal health is strong, their faces age naturally, not like milk. Their aging reflects a life worth living, not chasing consistent surgeries all the time. Because let's be honest, that is so exhausting. Industry has managed to convince people that looking young and being healthy are the same thing, even though they couldn't be more different. Looking young is about manipulating your face. Being healthy requires discipline, patience, and long-term thinking. And that's the saddest part. They are not trying to stay alive longer. They are trying to stay desirable longer. Ew. They fear being irrelevant more than they fear being unhealthy, which is actually scary. They fear judgment more than they actually fear the side effects. They fear aging more than they fear dying early. The pursuit of agelessness is not the pursuit of youth. It is truly the pursuit of approval. And ironically, approval ages you a lot faster than time ever could. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please throw a big fat thumbs up and also comment down below. If you guys have ever felt subject to this entire world of facelifts, you guys actually need to turn it off. Because when we sit here and we look at these videos, it is ridiculousness and we can call it for what it is. I'm not hating, I'm not judging these people. They can do whatever they want with their money, but the truth is it is crazy business to get a facelift at 28. If you enjoyed today's video, you can go ahead and click here to find out why the Kardashians are aging like milk. It could have something to do with this or the fact that they can't help wanting to look young forever, which is ironically making them age faster. Or you guys can click here to learn why Gen Z is aging like milk. This is a whole other topic. The fact that the youngest people are starting to look older faster. What does that have to do with anything? Why are they doing this? What are they doing? What is happening? You guys know I only make these videos because I love you and I truly want the best for you. I hope you have an amazing day or night or whenever you're watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye, guys.